What if one of the greatest civilizations in human history was deliberately erased from every map, every record, every memory, and we almost found it? Stay with me, because by the end of this video, you won't be sure Atlantis was ever a myth. In this video, we'll look at what Plato actually wrote, word for word, and why modern geologists say it matches a real geological event. We'll go to the bottom of the Mediterranean Sea, where marine archaeologists found something they weren't supposed to find. And we'll reveal why 3 governments have suppressed underwater excavation permits in the exact location Atlantis is said to have sunk. To understand Atlantis, we go back to 360 BC, ancient Athens. A philosopher named Plato is writing 2 dialogues, Timaeus and Critias. In them, a character recounts a story told by Egyptian priests. 9,000 years before, a great island civilization existed beyond the Pillars of Hercules, what we now call the Strait of Gibraltar. This civilization was technologically advanced, militarily powerful, and morally corrupt. In a single day and night, it sank beneath the ocean after angering the gods. For centuries, scholars read this as pure allegory, a morality tale about pride. But then the archaeologists started digging, and things got complicated. In 1979, archaeologist Aris Poulianos discovered human remains in Greece dating back 700,000 years, far older than anything found in Europe. The Greek government sealed the cave in 1983. Poulianos was arrested. His research was confiscated. Independent scientists are still not permitted to study the site. Off the coast of Cyprus in 2004, researcher Robert Sarmast conducted sonar surveys of the seafloor. His findings: a rectangular structure 1.5 kilometers long, submerged under 1,500 meters of water. Straight walls, right-angle corners, a 3-kilometer wide raised plain surrounded by mountains, matching Plato's description precisely. The academic world ignored him. In 2018, a team of Spanish geologists at the University of Huelva found something harder to dismiss. Using satellite imaging and ground-penetrating radar near southern Spain, they identified a buried city. Concentric rings of land and water, exactly as Plato described. The Spanish government has not funded further excavation. Every researcher who gets close faces the same thing. Careers ended, research buried, access denied. But here's where the story goes from fascinating to deeply unsettling. It's not just that scientists keep finding things that match. It's what happens to them afterward. Why would any government want to stop us from finding out the truth about a sunken island that disappeared 12,000 years ago? Unless what's down there is more than just ruins. Let's talk about the geological evidence, because science is harder to dismiss than mythology. Around 9,600 BC, exactly when Plato said Atlantis sank, something catastrophic happened. The Younger Dryas impact event. A comet struck the Laurentide ice sheet in North America. The explosion triggered a global mega-flood. Sea levels rose 60 meters in decades. Entire coastlines were permanently submerged. The Mediterranean expanded. Plato wasn't describing a fantasy. He was describing a geological epoch that actually happened. Now here's the detail most people miss. When Plato wrote that Atlantis existed 9,000 years before Solon's time, scholars assumed he meant solar years. But Egyptian calendar systems counted lunar months. If you convert 9,000 lunar months into solar years, you get approximately 750 years before Solon. That places Atlantis at around 1,200 BC, the exact date of the late Bronze Age collapse. when an unknown catastrophe destroyed nearly every advanced civilization on Earth simultaneously. The Mycenaeans, the Hittites, the Egyptians, all collapsed within 50 years of each other. No one knows why, and the timing matches perfectly. In 1968, a pilot named J. Manson Valentine spotted something off the coast of North Bimini in the Bahamas, a long, perfectly straight formation of large stone blocks. It became known as the Bimini Road, nearly 700 meters of flat rectangular stones arranged in a curved J-shape. The mainstream explanation: natural beach rock formation, limestone that cracked due to tidal pressure. But in 2006, a team including a retired U.S. Army Corps geologist took core samples. They found that the stones had been flipped. The bottoms were on top. Natural limestone formations do not flip themselves. Someone moved them. Someone built something there. Carbon dating on surrounding sediment, approximately 8,000 to 10,000 years old, right in the window of when Plato said Atlantis disappeared. The Bahamas sit on the edge of the Great Bahama Bank, an enormous shallow plateau. 12,000 years ago, before sea levels rose, it was dry land, an island the size of England, and somebody was building roads on it. So was Atlantis real? The honest answer is, we don't know. But we know far more than most people realize. We know a global catastrophe submerged coastlines 12,000 years ago. We know submerged structures matching Plato's description exist in multiple locations. We know researchers who get close face unusual obstruction. If a sophisticated civilization existed before the Great Flood, it rewrites everything. Not just history, our entire understanding of how long it takes to build a civilization. Plato ended his account of Atlantis mid-sentence. The Critias dialogue just stops. Some scholars believe he stopped because he realized the implications of what he was writing. That the story wasn't a warning about a fictional empire. It was a warning about us. If a sophisticated civilization existed before the Great Flood, it rewrites everything. Not just history, our entire understanding of how long it takes to build a civilization. Plato ended his account of Atlantis mid-sentence. The Critias dialogue just stops. Some scholars believe he stopped because he realized the implications of what he was writing. That the story wasn't a warning about a fictional empire, it was a warning about us. If this video made you question what you thought you knew, you're not alone. Next week we're going inside the Great Pyramid, where scientists discovered a hidden chamber the size of a cathedral, and no one will tell us what's inside. Subscribe and hit the bell so you don't miss it. And drop a comment. Do you think Atlantis was real? I read every single one.